What is going on, Badger fans? Another really fun show today. I'm really looking forward to this one as well. We had Jace Arnold on yesterday, JT Taylor on today. Really exciting athlete bringing a multifaceted skill set to Madison. We're going to talk to him about his game and the recruitment today on Locked On Badgers. Let's go.
You are Locked On Badgers, your daily podcast on the Wisconsin Badgers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome again to Locked On Badgers talking signing day. A really fun show. We're going to get right into it because people aren't here to hear me talk. They're here for JT Taylor, bringing him on the show. Thank you for jumping on with us, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I wanted to talk about your recruitment and start there. Is there because you were committed to Paul Chryst and that coaching staff. There was the interim take with Jim Leonard. You stayed committed through Luke Fickell. Talk to me about that journey a little bit from your perspective.
It's a very crazy journey. It's not what a regular recruit would look for, but I'm grateful for the adversity that has gone on. It helped me, and a lot of other commits really see the culture and tradition of the program and how strong it really was. Like with the coaching changes, nothing ever veered with the culture and tradition of the program. Everything was still strong. Everything was still well established, and how the players reacted and responded to all the coaching changes. That just let me know that the locker room was really a family-oriented locker room. Everybody was very close with each other. Everybody, was very comfortable through the tough times. So for me, that was just reassurance that I'm going into a very stable and well-established program, and with the new coaching change and meeting all the new coaches that came over from Cincy and other places, I think that Wisconsin and Chris McIntosh did a great job of finding those guys and bringing those guys in because they understand the tradition as well, and they understand that we're just gonna have to keep on building on top of what the foundation really of the program. And it's been really exciting. It's been like an emotional roller coaster, especially with my relationship with Coach Leonard. But with Coach Hitch coming in and everybody else coming in and Coach Tress, I have a lot of trust in them, and I think they can develop me really well.
What was the first message like from Coach Fickell's staff? Hitchler coming in as the safeties coach. What did they kind of reach out to you and talk to you about initially? What was that first contact like?
The first contact was more of just reassurance. The first week Luke Fickell even got in the office, he made sure he called me and he made sure that he told me, everything is, going to be just fine. Everything is just going to be okay. Everything is going to be straight with us. We know what kind of player you are, and we are very excited to, get to know you off the field as much as on the field. And then I believe maybe like 5 days after that, he had came in town for a home visit, and we had dinner. And when I was talking to him, he connected with my dad and my mom really, really well. And for me, that was very important because I'm a big family guy as well. And he was just talking about his plan for Wisconsin, what he has in the future for them, and why he chose the job. We all know Coach Fickell's an amazing coach. He did a great job in Cincinnati, and he had a lot of job opportunities. And one of my main questions was, why did you choose Wisconsin? What made you pick this place? And what he told me after that, and just the things that he just made sure that I understood, was really just reassuring, and it was very important to hear that.
I think that's a great perspective. You asked him, like, what about Wisconsin made you go and make that move? Can you give us any insight on kind of nothing specific, maybe if you don't want to, but what did he kind of say about Wisconsin that was special that brought him over here?
The atmosphere, and that's the biggest thing for me too, is just the atmosphere of the place. Just Madison. The alumni network, just everything that goes on here in Madison is just special. And really, it was just the best move for him in his opinion. And honestly, I seen everything that he was saying about the place just come true. Like the things that made him pick the job was the same things that made me pick Wisconsin.
That's awesome. Hey, I want to ask you, because watching your film is a lot of fun. We're going to get into some of your film here in a second. What is your best position in your opinion? Because I've seen you play receiver, running back, corner, safety. Like, what is your best spot on the field?
It's hard to say. when usually I get that question a lot, but usually I just say athlete. Just put me anywhere. Like when I first was getting recruited, just by any school, I was just like, put me wherever you need me, and I'm gonna go
Mhm.
play football. But I do see myself, being a great offensive weapon, a great defensive weapon. But it's really hard to say. You really don't know until you actually start, getting in the system, seeing where you make the most plays at. And honestly, I'm waiting like you guys. I'm not sure like if I'm going to be a better slot corner, a better safety, a better outside corner. I'm not really sure yet. I just go in, and my intentions are just to put my head down and work and ball out.
So the staff is still kind of working that out as well, right? Like kind of going off what you're saying, they're not 100% sure where they're going to use you, but you're a
Yeah,
great athlete.
I'll be on the defensive side of the ball.
Okay.
But with my versatility, they don't know where they really want to put me at. They could put me at outside corner, slot corner, safety. I'm really going to be rotating a lot. My first couple weeks down there in summer camp, I'm going to be just rotating a lot, and they're just going to see where I fit in the best, where they need me the most, and where I ball out.
I had Jace Arnold on yesterday. By the way, you were one of the players he mentioned that he's excited to play with. By the way, Jace, I asked him the same question. I said, if put on your coaching hat, I'm going to ask you the same thing, JT. Let's say
Mhm.
you're coaching a receiver to go against you. What would you tell him? How can that receiver maybe get under your skin a little bit, if that's possible?
Oh, that's a great question. And what's crazy is, when I was playing both positions in high school, I would train myself to go against myself. Well, like as a DB, what do I hate when receivers do?
Hmm.
I say for me, it's like just shift you off the line. Like those are the guys like Devontae Adams, Cooper Cup, Stephon Diggs, who are really just shifty and know how to use their body. Those are the guys that you really hate guarding that are gonna give you the most like problems. So I'll say like, and guys with deceiving speed, like
Hmm.
really deceiving speed, guys who are just gonna like hit another gear, but you really don't see it on film until you actually are in front of them. And those are the guys that you have to worry about, the ones that are really shifty and just are nifty off the line and nifty in their routes.
That's a great answer. Talk to me about your game a little bit more. And again, the film is awesome. But where, as a player, are you trying to grow a little bit more? Like, what's your next step for internal development, in your opinion?
Really just, I really don't know. It's really just, I obviously want to get faster, stronger, more explosive. I feel like that's everybody's, kind of forte when they get to college or when they're, looking for things to improve on. But for me, I just really want to learn just more about defenses. I don't want to only know about my position. I want to learn about, what this guy is doing, what this guy is doing on one specific coverage or one specific play. I feel like if you know and you have awareness of where everybody is on the field and you know what everybody else is doing, it makes your job either easier or it makes it more, just simpler and makes it more like digestive of what you're doing, and it helps you a lot too. You know where your help is, you know what to do and what to see and what to expect. That's really what I just really want to improve on. I'm really good at X's and O's, but I feel like if I take it to the next level, my game speed will be even faster.
That's a great answer, the mental side of it. And that's something Richard Sherman used to talk about all the time as well. Just that mental side of it gave him an edge. I want to go here. This is something we did with Jace Arnold as well. We do it with all recruits that come on the show. EA Sports is going to be coming out with a college football game, which is incredible. Like, you're going to be in that game, which I think is, I love that game.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you rate yourself on a few categories, and just because EA Sports always comes up with the player rankings, right? What would be your speed, your EA Sports speed?
EA Sports speed will probably be a 91, 92.
What about acceleration,
Acceleration, 93.
tackling?
Tackling, it'll be for DB, it's going to be high. It's going to be like 85, 86.
I think you're low on that. Watching your film, like one of the first clips we're going to see, you're blowing up a dude. I think you're a little low on that, but I appreciate the modesty. What about hands?
100.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You're going to
don't
be
drop
playing
passes in the
receiver,
game.
aren't you?
Yeah, I don't drop passes in the game. Can't do it.
All right. Last one. And I don't know how EA Sports would put this in there, but how would you characterize your leadership?
I pride myself on being a leader. At a very young age, I've always, kind of been, the guy that everybody comes to when they need help or, when they need assistance with something. It kind of just came natural to me, and it kind of came natural to me like during the recruiting process, just talking to all the recruits and just connecting with them. I remember, talking to Christian and Tucker on our visit, just talking about, why I committed and stuff of that nature. And just knowing what they look for in the school, because it was very similar to my process. And, I feel like being a leader is something that, is really important, especially at the next level. You're going to have guys that are young, even guys that are experienced, still seeking leadership, still wanting to be a leader, still wanting those values in their brothers and teammates, and even the coaches too. So I feel like, being a leader is very important for me.
Talk about this class you're coming in with. If you could describe them in a couple sentences, like what type of kids are coming, not kids, but young men are coming to Madison with you?
Yeah, they're the right ones. Coach Fickell, what really stood out with me and Coach Fickell was he said that it's not about who you get, what their glitz and the glamour, the stars, the ratings. He doesn't care about that. It's all about having the right ones. And I believe in this class we have the right ones. Um, Cole, the quarterback from Colorado, he always talks about the new era. I believe that this is the new era. This is the first class that Coach Fickell got his hands on just a little bit, and I believe we got the right ones. We're a bunch of dogs, and we're gonna be ready to come in and just work.
You make Badger fans excited with that one, man. We're gonna take a very quick break with JT. Really, really appreciate his time. Come back and go through just a little bit of film and get his feel on watch himself play. Get that coach hat back on. Coming up on Locked On Badgers with JT Taylor. First, today's show is brought to you by our good friends over at BetOnline. BetOnline remains your number one source for all of your sports betting needs, all your sports betting information. Number one site for sports news as well. They have you covered with every sport, live in-game betting, futures betting. And again, I talk about it ad nauseum. I have the Suns winning the finals and the 49ers winning the Super Bowl. I don't know if those are great picks anymore, but I bet with my heart and not my head. But I do it on BetOnline. Fun way to get a little more involved in sports, put a little action on it, have some fun with it. Please do it responsibly, but a fun place to do that if you're into it. BetOnline. Grab your mobile device, head to the website today. BetOnline, where the game starts. And we're going to bring JT back on for one more segment. And again, I'm very appreciative of your time, man. It's very gracious of you. I do want to give you an opportunity if you have any social media stuff that you have going on out there that you would like people to kind of check you out, follow along, what those would be.
If you want to go on my Instagram, it's Justin Taylor _, and my Twitter is __ Justin Taylor. Very easy to access. Check it out.
And we'll link that in our show when we release it as well so people can follow along. All right, let's bring some film up here. I want to get in the first couple of clips, again, it's really every clip is you playing a different spot, which I think is just a lot of fun to watch. But let's get that on here. And at any point, just jump in and share your insights and share what you're seeing. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, by the way, I apologize. We're showing the film right now, but you should still be able to hear JT talk over the film. And this is your senior season. You missed 4 games with a sprained ankle. And the first clip, I think you start off as cornerback. I think the second clip, you're a receiver. The third clip, you're a running back. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this play was an easy given. When 1 went in, I knew 2 was going to come out. They like that mesh concept, just rubbing. And I knew if I came down, not too fast, I was going to light them up pretty good.
So tackling 85, that's what I'm saying. You got to bump that up a little bit.
I mean, for a DB, that's kind of high. You don't see DBs in Madden with an 85 tackling.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had to tap into my inner Braylon Allen here. I seen a cutback lane. Yeah, I seen a cutback lane, and then it was a corner. I would not let a corner tackle me one-on-one. So
let me ask you 2 quick questions on your running back clip here. First of all, that's really impressive vision. Like, where does that come from? Was that natural for you to have that kind of vision in between the tackles?
Yeah, just a little bit. I've had experience just at running back, since I've been young. And, my teammates, they call me Debo. They call me Lil Debo because I'm, similar to Debo Samuel on the offensive side of the ball. But that vision just comes from, just practicing. And my old line is just, they're really good. They're really good physical. I appreciate them for a lot of things, too. We wouldn't have won state championship without them, stepping up. But, yeah, it's just, just going over in reps, really. Repetition is really what, helps a lot of players just learn and, everything comes second nature. So it really just came with reps and then just the experience on top of that, made that possible.
I love it. And then you said, I'm not going to let that cornerback catch me. How often did you get caught from behind this year, if ever?
It was the same game. I caught a screen pass. It was a safety. He was already in front of me, but I feel like I could have outran him if I got a better angle. I've always been mad about that play. It's that one play that really gets under my skin. It's the
I love
same
it.
game. It's gonna be later. It's gonna be later in the film.
I love it. I love the competitive juices there because you're picking out that one play that ticks you off. I love it.
It's just that one play.
I love this catch, by the way. So many
Yeah,
receivers
it
don't
was.
catch this.
Yeah, it was honestly in traffic. That safety should have taken my head off. But I came in like just a little bit. That's why I'm saying body control. Like guarding receivers with body control is so hard because like if I didn't dip inside last minute to catch the ball, I probably would have got my head taken off.
Yeah,
So
well, I think a
yeah,
lot of receivers in that situation too, they're alligator arming that thing. They're too scared of getting
yeah,
hit to really put their body out there and make that catch. And again, just every clip of you is being athletic somewhere. Here's a screen pass, right? Or a little smoke
yeah.
screen.
Look at that blocking though. That's amazing blocking. Now,
Ah,
if I didn't take that to the crib, I would have been mad at myself.
let's go
But
back and watch
yeah,
that. That is a pancake on the perimeter.
look at that block. Yeah, yeah. Both
Mm.
of them. Gotta love. I love it. I love it.
Is
Oh,
this a
this
state
this
title
was
game
just
here?
yeah, this is a state title game. This was pure fight. I found this clip very interesting. It was just
This is
I
Debo
just wanted to
here.
show yeah, I just wanted to show the fight. Just show the grit because that game was tough all throughout the whole game. It was a shootout. It was 40. We won by 1 point. It was 44-45, I believe.
Hey, let me pause it really quick here because I was talking about this yesterday. Cole LaCrue won a state title. I think James Duran played for a state title. I'm trying to remember.
Mhm,
Um, Tretch Kahuna, the receiver, won a state title in Nevada. And there's
mhm.
someone else I'm missing, but you did as well. How important is that to come from not that you have to come from a winning program, but what do you get out of programs like that where you're coming already in understanding the work required to be a winner?
Yeah. So I mean, like it teaches you a lot of life lessons throughout the season. And shout out to Coach Racky, shout out to Coach Nav, Coach Reynolds, all my coaches, Coach Battaglia, Coach Luna. Like it establishes, a life lesson throughout the season. And granted, we didn't start off winning. We started off 2-4. We started off pretty fairly bad. And you just have to come together. And again, that's what I connect with Wisconsin. Wisconsin's past season has been tough, and looking at my season has been tough. And then having coaching changes and stuff of that nature, like it really prepares you for the next level coming from a winning program and just coming from similar coaching styles. Like all great coaches have something in common, and not they might be different, but they have something in common. And what Coach Racky has and what Coach Fickell has, they're very common. They're very similar in the way they coach. So I mean, just coming from a winning program, I mean, it kind of gets you, I wouldn't say more prepared, but it definitely gets you polished and ready for the next level.
That's a great answer. All right, let's watch a couple more clips, and then I'm going to hit you with some rapid fire questions. And as always, with really good guests, we run out of time before we run out of questions. And you've been phenomenal, man, and really gracious with your time. So I very much appreciate it.
No problem.
And again, another receiver clip. You're going to miss playing receiver, man.
I am just a little bit. Oh yeah, I like this play. Good look at that blocking again.
So smooth.
Yeah, I had to hit the Jets. I probably should have put this one a little bit in the middle of the highlight tape. It was kind of regular.
Here, let's
Oh
finish
yeah,
on this. Let's get another DB clip.
yeah. So this came from film study. So originally, they would have two. He would still run post, but sometimes he would love like the quarterback that they have. He's very accurate. They love to hit the corner. So our corners are very good. So I knew his chances of probably hitting the corner, especially with our coverage that we're playing, is not going to happen. And with our short side safety here, he's going to come down a little bit. So I'm basically kind of one on one with the slot here, and I kind of just wanted to hold my leverage. I was playing inside leverage because I knew our outside was strong. I had our faith in our corners. That's not really my zone. But this ended up turning into man, and I knew that my razor was coming down. My short safety was coming down, so there was going to be nobody in that area. They've hit that play a lot during the regular season, so just watching film on that, I knew that I know my race is going to be coming down, so that's going to be a vacated area. I need to just run with it the whole way. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I just ran with it the whole way, didn't get beat inside, and then I played the ball from there.
That's an awesome play and a great way to break it back down. Again, shows your football IQ there. What's that feel like for those who I'm gonna stop sharing this now because I'm gonna hit you with some rapid fire. For those like myself, I was a less than successful high school athlete. What does it feel like at that level to make big plays and playing in a state title game, breaking up a pass, scoring a touchdown? How would you describe that feeling?
Um, it's a great feeling. It's kind of hard to really put into words. Um, I get asked that a lot. Just with somebody state, just all the interviews I've been doing. They ask, what does it feel like? Honestly, it just feels like I don't know, like heat in your heart. Just like fire in your heart. Just like joy. I guess you can just say, just flashback to where you started and then where you are now. I kind of like to describe it where it's like the Disney movies where everything just stops and then you go inside the person's head and then you just go back to where you started. Back for me it was back in the summer camp when we were doing core with Coach Brevin, and just doing all the hard workouts and then coming to now at the end of the season winning a state championship. And it's like the same thing with making plays. Like you remember seeing it on film, you remember seeing other people getting beat on same similar plays, and you see just digesting the film and just digesting the play overall, and then you stop it in the game and you kind of shut down the whole entire offense or a side of offense, and you do it periodically throughout the whole game consistently. I mean, it feels great. I mean, there's no better feeling than just clapping somebody up and just seeing the coaches like go into stress and say like, what am I gonna do? What can we do? What are we gonna do that's gonna work? Like that's a great feeling.
That's very well described, by the way. That's one of the best descriptions of that I've ever heard. All right, you ready for some rapid fire questions? Quick answers. Put you on the spot.
Hit me.
I'm going to
Hit
start
me.
with the hard one. Better state, Illinois or Wisconsin?
Illinois.
Let's go. Favorite food.
Favorite food, buffalo wings.
You pick one superhero as a bodyguard.
Superman.
Yeah, that's a good one. Best hidden talent, something that people don't know about you.
I'm great at Madden.
Okay, that comes up to my next one. Best video game. What is Madden your number one video game?
No, I'd probably say Call of Duty.
Okay. Best part of recruiting, of the recruiting process.
The visits. The visits are fun.
Weirdest part of the recruiting process for you?
Talking to a bunch of people. Like just you really have to put your like social anxiety out the way. Like you have to talk. You're gonna have to talk to like multiple people, strangers that you never heard of, you never heard from. And just developing relationships is sometimes kind of weird because everybody has different personalities. You might not click with a person. So I mean, that's kind of weird in the recruiting process.
Let's go. Better feeling, or what would you rather do? Game-winning touchdown, game-sealing pick?
Game sealing pick.
Yeah.
Game sealing pick.
Worst game you've ever played?
Worst game I've ever played. I did not have a bad game this game, but it was just crazy cold. It was like frozen tundra cold. It was this year against Sycamore. That second clip where I caught the bubble, it was like 8 degrees outside, 7 degrees outside. It was just freezing cold. And then the grass was super hard. It was muddy. Like it was all out brawl. That game was just a brawl.
That sounds awesome. Last one here. Goal whenever, whether it's a couple years, 4 years, whatever it is, when you're wrapping up at Wisconsin, what do you hope to have accomplished?
Want a degree, connections is the biggest thing. Relationships with very powerful people. A lot of powerful people leave Wisconsin, so I want to have connections with those type of people. And if I do not go to the next level, which is the NFL, I want to leave Wisconsin knowing that I fulfilled, what I was supposed to do. I did everything. I left with no regrets, and I'm going to be leaving and set myself up for the next 40 years at a successful job or something that I love doing that's in my major or something that's in my interest. Those are the really big 3 things that I really want to have and that I would have wanted to accomplish leaving Wisconsin.
That's an awesome answer, man. JT, as always, like I've already said, thank you so much for your time. Very gracious.
Thank you for
We're going
having
to
me.
put all your social media stuff in our show when we release it as well, so people can follow along and kind of cheer along on the journey. Any last thoughts? Anything you want to say to just kind of the Wisconsin fans that are listening?
Um, be excited. This is the new era. There's going to be a lot of plays being made. And get your popcorn ready. This upcoming season is going to be a movie.
I love it. He is JT Taylor. I'm Ryan Herrings, Locked On Badgers on Wisconsin, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Let's go.